When you're looking at San Francisco's offensive skill positions, it's pretty hard to pinpoint a weakness, but if I were to look for one, it would be the depth behind George Kittle. And while San Francisco has unsuccessfully attempted to address this position through free agency, I wanted to go over an in-house candidate that I believe could have a breakout year going into his second year. That player is Brayden Willis, the tight end San Francisco selected last year with pick 30 in round 7. So in this video, I wanted to examine Willis's athletic profile, his career up to this point, and the last year's film to really understand the player San Francisco is getting and what he can develop into for year 2. When you're looking at Brayden Willis athletically, he's right around 6'3 and 250 pounds, and while he didn't run his 40-yard dash at the combine, he has enough speed to be an effective NFL tight end. He probably runs right around a 4.6. So while he's not going to be a burner, he did show breakaway speed during his college days, and his strength is respectable. He put up the bench press 20 times. And for San Francisco, I don't necessarily think they need another extremely fast tight end. Rather, it would be ideal if Willis could take George Kittle's spot in the blocking game, and that would free him to run some routes. This in turn would lead to an explosion in George Kittle's production. But to further understand the player Brayden Willis is, and if he could actually fit this type of role, we need to examine his career up to this point. Brayden Willis was born in Dallas, Texas on November 11th, 1999. His football career really began though at Martin High School, where he is ranked as a 3-star recruit by 24/7 Sports, and he had offers from Arizona, Air Force, Oklahoma, among others. Ultimately though, Willis did decide to commit to the Sooners, and from 2018 to 2022 with Oklahoma, Brayden Willis played in 58 games with 25 starts. During this time, he picked up nearly 1,000 yards through the air and 13 touchdowns. And with his final year in 2022, Willis decided to enter the 2023 NFL Draft. And with that, scouts decided to break down his film a little bit more and determine the type of player he actually was. The first thing that became abundantly clear to scouts was that while Brayden Willis was listed as a tight end, that wasn't necessarily a true indicator of his position. He would truly line up all over the field. He was wide receiver at some times, in the backfield at others. There was even times in which Willis would serve as the wildcat quarterback. So while he was listed as a tight end, he was more so a positionless player, and there were strengths and weaknesses to go along with his game. Perhaps his biggest strength was his ability to be an absolute road grader in the run game. For instance, when he was tasked to kick out a defensive lineman, he did it with no problems. But maybe most impressively to me was how he blocked in open space. He would routinely chip defensive linemen, then made it off his strong hands. And while he's not going to be a receiver that just runs straight down the field, he does have nice sideline to sideline speed. While there were a lot of positives to Brayden Willis's game, there were also weaknesses. Perhaps the biggest would be that he would struggle at times to get open against man coverage. Additionally, his positionless nature made him a question mark where he would actually fit at the next level. But Kyle Shanahan, loving a strong blocking positionless player, picked up Brayden Willis in the 7th round with pick 30, and he immediately started impressing people in camp and really did some nice things during his rookie year. Similar to his college days, the first thing that really stood out to me about Brayden Willis's film was how strong of a blocking tight end he was. On this play specifically, for instance, I think Brayden Willis does a nice job of engaging with this player. He locks out his arms, he doesn't draw a flag, and this allows Ray McCloud to get the edge. But the craziest part about Brayden Willis is how strong of a pass protector he is. Here, for instance, he's going to be tasked with blocking this end on the opposite side of the play, and when you watch how he actually engages with this end, it's pretty great. I watch tackles perform worse than he does. He anchors pretty well, and when the end tries to make an inside move on him, it's not really successful. Even when Brayden Willis wasn't directly involved in the play, he did nice things. Like on this play, he did a good job of chipping this end, makes the tackle's life a whole lot easier. And on this play, I really don't know why Sam Darnold didn't throw to him sooner. He's wide open, and he double clutches, then tries to throw to Ronnie Bell, I guess. This was just a bad decision by Darnold. I don't think Willis is going to be seeing too many of these deep routes though. I think he's much better in routes like this, where he's asked to block a little bit and then find his way out to the sideline quickly. He has pretty quick sideline to sideline speed. Like here, he has another out type pattern, and it's a pretty good catch by him once again. So while I know Willis didn't necessarily light it up on the stat sheet, it's not uncommon for San Francisco to select guys later, let them have basically a redshirt year where they pick up the offense or defense, and then on their year 2, they really have a breakout year. An example of this would be Kevin Givens. They picked him up as an undrafted free agent, let him sit his first year, and he's been a key contributor ever since. In a similar way, I think Brayden Willis could do something like that. But ultimately, these are just my thoughts, and I'd like to hear your thoughts down below. And it would also mean a ton if you liked and subscribed, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.